Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Stalking Middle Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Uncle AK.
And I'm Reflex. Welcome. Hey,
Yeah,
listen, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate y'all checking this on a weekly basis. We are on all social media platforms, SITM Podcast. AK, you know what's dope? Like, a lot of people really use, like Perfect Office Solution, who sponsored this podcast, to get 10% off. So we want to encourage you, if you're an entrepreneur out there, use promo code SITM Podcast. Hit our Perfect Office Solution. They provide office space for entrepreneurs in the DMV area. Flexible, professional. Let them know we sent you. Get 10% off. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. We got special guests in the building. Yeah, we said that the same. I in sync today. I like it.
This guy.
Let me know who got a building, bro.
Hey, man. Reflexo had a very special guest in the building. She is the CEO and founder of Beautiful Bold. A couple weeks back, man.
Yeah.
Remember, you posted that one, John, talking about
like tag somebody who
tag
you know
somebody.
you want us to interview, and I spoke, so she's here.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? We got Theodora Mills. I butcher your name.
Welcome to the podcast.
We're just gonna call you Dora.
Just Dora's fine.
No Explorer.
No
Explorer. You get that?
No,
a lot?
I get it. I get it a lot.
Dora the Explorer?
I get it a
Did
lot.
you used to watch Dora the Explorer?
I used to. And I used to dress like her a little bit with the wig and the glasses.
You got your little pink too. You know what I'm saying? You still like we want to start here. I want to start here.
Okay.
Why do women need empowerment? Because Beautiful Bold, your company, your CEO of Beautiful. Why do women need empowerment?
I feel like women are always looking down upon not just themselves, but other females as well. Maybe it's the way that they dress, or maybe the way that they look, the way that they talk. And I feel like sometimes they have so much insecurity, and it's like looking at a female, you're not just representing yourself, but you're representing other females when you go out. And I feel like females just really, really need to, value themselves. If you value yourself, when somebody else see you, they know that value.
Hey, this is the first, man. This is the first I ever heard like a woman, try to explain women empowerment without saying men.
How do you swerve the men part?
Yeah,
and just focus on the women?
I feel like for men, men have so much going on. To me, I see men like they have so much confidence, and it's like, why females don't have the same thing? What is it? Is it the way that you grew up? How you grew up? The way that things are in your life. Why don't you have the same confidence and the same self-worth to believe that you can do everything that a guy can also do?
See,
no limits.
The funny thing is this, right? You could compliment a woman like, yo, you're beautiful. You dress well. I like the way you articulate, stuff. I like the way you carry yourself, stuff like that. But then they still come back again. Do you think I'm beautiful? Why is that, man? Like that stuff, it puzzles me. Please, why is that as a woman?
I say when I dress up, the final step that I do is I look in the mirror and I say, "Damn, girl, you are beautiful." If you know you're beautiful, and if you know that you have everything that God created you to be, you know that you believe in yourself so much, you have that worth. If you go outside, are you now waiting for somebody to tell you that you're beautiful? That means you don't value yourself. You don't value yourself. And women need to start, picking that up and look at themselves and say, okay, I'm beautiful, I'm this, I'm that. Like my mom would say, if you go out, you better tell them, oh, your parents already said you're beautiful before you step out. It's a mindset.
By the way, that's not something African parents do a lot. Tell their kids they're beautiful.
It's a mindset.
Kids,
It's a mindset. And I feel like when females also get dressed, they step out and, they will look so beautiful. And then they see another fellow female and they're like, oh, man, like, she looks so beautiful. Like, oh, my gosh, she got this nice shoes, nice clothes. But yes, she has all that, pretty on the outside, everything. But you don't know what the person is dealing with in the inside. Her situation may even be worse than yours.
Yeah. I was, in researching for this podcast, you know what I mean? I found a ton of articles online. We live in an era now where especially women are very, very strongly opinionated. It's admirable to an extent. But a lot of women, that I found was like the term women empowerment. We don't need that because it begs for that empowerment from men and giving the upper hand. How do you respond to that?
I feel like back then, like we were having a conversation earlier, I feel like back then, they didn't give us, society in general looked down upon us. Like a female can't be this, a female can't do that because a female is known, to stay home, cook, clean, and all that. And now, this is the 21st century. A female can do everything. And I feel like as a female, you need to be able to stand on your ground. I feel like a lot of females don't do that. They don't stand on their ground. They'll say, like he said, oh, a female will walk up, or a guy will walk up to a female, and then you'll be like, oh, you're so pretty, this and this and that. The moment you walk away, she will now come and ask her friend, are you sure? Is this guy sure? Like what he's saying? You shouldn't have to be doing that.
So should we call it something else other than women empowerment?
At this point, just say women. Don't even put the empowerment on.
women together.
Women together.
Women strong. Even tried to give them empowerment.
It's like you're not
you
even
have all the
taking
power.
it.
We don't want to be begging.
Yes.
You don't please anybody.
Yeah.
You just mentioned stand your ground, right? We read a popular post that went something like this. I'll be empowering women online, but be mean girls offline. Talk a little bit about keeping, the same energy online, offline.
It's true.
Keep the fakeness away.
How?
Keep the fakeness away. Why is it that if you see a fellow female on social media doing what she's supposed to be doing, as a female, doing her work and everything, why do you have to feel like you need to tear that female down? Why? If you see a fellow female doing, what she's supposed to be doing, she has her blessings going on, she's moving forward and everything, why don't you slide through her DM and say, wow, you're really motivating me to do what I need to be doing as well? Why can't you do that? It doesn't take your money away. Nobody's charging you. Police won't come and get you.
Doesn't take your likes away.
It doesn't take your likes away.
Oh, yeah, retweets
all
away.
the followers, they're not even real now.
Right? So many robots.
Yes.
Let's get to know you, though. Who is, like Dora?
Yeah.
So Theodora, very bubbly person, very, very transparent, open-minded, free-spirited, and I like to laugh a lot. That's me.
Free-spirited.
Yes. That's me.
What is bubbly about
Bubbly?
you?
To me, bubbly is no matter where you are or where you go, your presence speaks a lot. And it is known that before you walk into a room, everybody looks at you, your appearance, before you even open your mouth. And when you open your mouth, you need to say something that will impact everybody in the room positively. And I feel like I do that a lot. Even if I don't know you, I will literally walk up to a stranger and be in a room and be like, oh, hi, how are you? Da, 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 da. But I feel like some females are so, I'm an introvert. I don't like to do that. Yeah, but you never know where your blessings is going to come from. You never know when you're going to need that person in the room.
Right.
Where you
Just
from?
like that guy, he met you before.
Yes.
And he couldn't recognize you.
I know, right? Can you imagine?
What guy be this?
You
now.
I'm trying to avert this one. Where you from, Dora?
I'm from Ghana, West Africa originally.
Born?
Yes, born. I came here when I was 6 years old. Came here a year after the 9/11.
They give you visa
My
after 9/11.
Can you imagine?
That's miracle. These people were scared.
I know, right? But my parents actually, I think it was my mother who actually won the lottery. Back then they used to do the lottery and everything. Won it for my dad, my mom, myself, and my sister.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
It's just both of you, your sister? Or your mom?
Yes, and then there's another one. She's back at home. Yes.
Why you say
You
like
still
that?
have money,
Not that
right?
one.
Your wire have money, right?
It was wiring money back, but she's my biggest sister. My sister here, she's the middle child, but we have an older sister.
She's in the building, by the way, and I saw her with some very good gifts. Did you bring her something?
I brought this for him. You don't even recognize me now.
You brought him gifts. You bring me gifts. Oh yeah, bring the thing. Just grab.
I brought some lovely.
So while we're receiving this, you know what I mean? Like talk to us too. Beautifully bold.
Yeah, and I see she's rocking a t-shirt.
Yeah.
know
What was so the motive behind starting this? What brought you here to that part?
So
Oh God, don't hug the gift.
not for you
my
now.
bad. I thought she was,
Beautifully Bold is a woman empowerment platform where we are motivating young females to be beautifully bold, regardless of their races, their size, just to have unity and know your self-worth, that you can do anything that you put your mind through, regardless of your skin color, how people are talking to you, all that stuff. And another segment there's 3 components that we believe in Beautifully Bold is embracing her beauty, captivating her gift, and acknowledging her strength. And the other section that we have is we do interviews. We find young females in the society, in our community, that are doing something positively, and we interview them. They could be young entrepreneurs, it could be fashion designers, musicians, upcoming musicians.
makeup artist,
makeup artists, all that, and we just want to know how your life journey all began, and how you started your own business as well. We just want to give females that positive energy, that positive exposure for their own business to grow.
you know what I sound like? Stuck in the middle podcast.
Hey,
We love it. Keep doing this. This is really good. Appreciate
you.
it. How long has Beautiful Bold been in play? When did you found this?
so the whole thing started actually from the university. When I used to go to Salisbury University, the name came to me when I was in my dorm room. And I've had it for, I think it was since 2017. I just never told anybody. And then, and we started this year. Actually, I was like, you know what? 2019, vision in motion. We are going to start it. So I started it March on Instagram and everything. And the idea behind how Beautifully Bold started, quick story. Me and my friend went to church. That summer, she was like, let's cut my hair. You're going to cut your hair. We're going to rock it together. I mean, short like yours and even a little shorter. And we walked into church and the pastor was like, oh, why do you have your hair short? Blah, blah, blah. And I looked at her and it just came out from my mouth. And I was like, you need to be beautifully bold. And from then, that's how it started.
Did you leave that church?
Huh?
No, I'm just kidding.
What support? I mean, how's the support so far to Beautiful Bold? Like, how do you feel, with the support that you're getting? Because, like we said in the entrance of this video, a lot of people tagged you and all whatnot. So speak a little bit about your experience with the support you've had so far in your journey.
So the support that I've had has been hasn't been easy. One thing that I've noticed as a young entrepreneur, when you're starting your own business, do not put your focus on your friends. Do not think you're going to get support from your friends. From my experience, I started getting supporters from strangers, people that I don't even know. And I feel like when you put your support, you put your trust in friends. Oh, okay, my friends are going to support me. They're going to be here. They're going to be here. You're lying to yourself. Be open. Have an open mind and know that people are actually out there who are actually looking to be part of what you're doing, and again, believing in yourself. So the supporters have been strangers. It was really hard in the beginning. I'm like, oh my God, who's gonna follow me? How is this gonna go? Because I see other platforms where people are like, okay, this is women empowerment, but then it's just like,
do you feel like
why
it's
would I
a
start it?
saturated field, women empowerment?
A little bit.
Why?
A little bit.
Like a lot of people doing it.
I feel like a lot of people are doing it,
Too
but I
many
think
people
what makes it
empowering,
different.
enough people receiving the
Yeah,
power.
I feel like he's so hilarious. I feel like it is saturated, but I feel like what makes it different is the content.
Like what you're
It's
putting
like-
out there. You feel
what
like there's
you're
some
putting out
bad empowerment. The people giving empowerment. The influencers, there's some bad people like, can you do this wrong? Can you do this bad? Can you give out bad empowerment advice, energy?
I feel like, I think it depends on who you're giving it to.
I guess what I'm trying to say is what makes Dora and Beautiful Bold different from every other women empowerment out there.
I feel like what makes me very different is the way, like I said, the way that I'm very, 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 very open-minded. I'm always open to ideas. I'm always open to criticism because I feel like criticism make you a better person. If you're not open and willing to make mistakes and learn from your mistakes, you will never grow. And I also believe that Beautifully Bold, being a young entrepreneur, is not just about being out there, everybody seeing great works and all that. I feel like it's more of, I need to grow as well. Yes, I'm posting all this, but I'm also growing along with you. Most people will post stuff on feminine, women empowerment platform, and then they go off doing something different. So it's like, you need to walk the walk and talk the talk.
So pretty much keeping the same energy.
Yes.
Let me ask you this. When we speak of women empowerment, right? How can I put this? It's like studying, it's like going to school, pretty much, right? There are different subjects you take. Is it that you take everything at the same time, or you take each class and you pass that meaning you focus on one topic, you make sure that voice is heard, and once you feel like it's heard, you move on to the next topic. Is that how it is? Or I'm just trying to understand.
I feel like, to me, I feel like when I'm doing something, I need to make sure that I will not move on until I know that this is done. It has been executed. Because the thing is, you are looking like you have so many things to do, but you really need to focus on one thing at a time. You cannot move from A all the way to Q without finishing A. Do you get what I'm saying? You need to have a grounded mindset. Like, I need to finish this before I can move on to this, because what you're gonna do in A, you're gonna need it in order to move to B.
Do you hold any seminars or roundtable talks or panel discussions on women empowerment?
Yes, so we did start. It's like a discussion that you guys have, like Couch Talk. Ours is called Bold Talks.
Okay.
And we raise topics. We give the fans out there, followers out there. I believe every Wednesday I post a topic, like 3 different topics for us to talk about, and then they vote on it. So whatever they vote on, that's what we do. I think we start like every ending of every month, and we have bold talk discussions, and there are discussions where we have guys on there. Like the next one that is coming up is called gender roles. That's the topic. So gender roles, how does that work in a relationship, business?
You just struck a nerve over there. I love that topic.
I was just gonna say, do you believe in gender roles? That's
favorite topic.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
All right,
I do.
Chop knuckle.
I do.
Well, so on that topic of school, you got a background in conflict resolution and relations.
Yes.
Just want to like talk in a global sense. If you were paying any attention to what was happening in Sudan, and from your background, how did you see the camaraderie as far as people posting like the blue picture and things like that?
I feel like a lot of people posted, yes, but I feel like people dropped it later on. And I feel like we could have had more, support going on. People see this and they'll be like, oh, it's in Africa, who cares? Yes, but it can happen in America. Why are we not supporting other people? People are dying. Why are we not supporting that? Yeah. Why are we not helping to fix situations that are growing? Because to fix an issue, I believe you need to fix it from the grassroots, not the surface. I feel like people always try to fix an issue from the top. How are you going to fix that? Things are growing underneath. Why are we not fixing the issue? If we can cut off the roots, it would just die off with everything at the top.
My question was, what does the blue signify? You switching your profile picture to blue. What does that signify?
Somebody can ask, what's that for? And then you start explaining. It's just a conversation starter.
If somebody put it that way, then I would say, okay, cool. But I felt like a lot of people was just, hopping on that bandwagon. And just
because I didn't know. I was seeing a bunch of blue, and I had to ask somebody. It's like, oh, Sudan and blah, blah, blah. So,
I didn't even know that.
So now that the, resolve that conflict, quote unquote, is the blue coming down, or are we still keeping the same energy?
We have flex picture now. The picture that I've been waiting for.
So let's go back to Beautiful the Bold.
What is that your full time, or what's the other compartment of your life, if any?
Are you making money from Beautiful Bold?
Yeah. So.
This is just the beginning, and I believe strongly that Beautifully Bold is going to grow, and I believe strongly that it has started to grow. I take every opportunity as a great opportunity to learn, to grow, to expand. And so we're going to get there. There's going to be a lot of great upcoming things. We're going to be having I'm planning on having like conferences or summits for females, just for us to bond, to grow, to get to know one another, and just like network.
So you're not going to have men in this? Stuff.
Why do you guys want to be in it?
Yes, no. We can learn a thing or two now.
Be empowered.
We can learn a thing or two.
I'm okay.
Yes. Yes. We're gonna have guys. We're gonna welcome you guys.
This is the thing I don't understand, right? You guys said we're gonna hold a seminar for women empowerment.
Yes.
And you empower each other. But then you come out and you say, "Oh, men, this, that," but you don't want to invite the men to it. So how do you want us to learn the empowerment that you guys are trying to empower yourself, so
don't
could help you
discriminate.
empower yourself.
Open doors for guys
This
too.
is the thing. You're putting yourself in trouble. Okay.
I
I'm
don't
just
discriminate. I don't discriminate. I want guys to be part of this too. You get what I'm saying? So you can learn a few things or two. You know, you can't just sit back and be, oh, this is women stuff. Why would I want to come? Yeah, you can learn a lot. You can learn a lot. You need to come.
Yeah, when you do your first, please invite me. I'll be there.
Yes,
I'll be there to learn
definitely.
everything
I have you guys in
Yeah.
mind. You guys are the first people on the list. Don't
I'm
worry.
okay.
You see, and they say we don't invite them.
I don't need empower.
Wow, you don't want to learn, eh?
As far as back home Ghana and things like that, being stuck in the middle here, born in Ghana, being here, empowerment, and this marginalization in Africa a whole ton. First of all, what is globalization to you, and how can we take this empowerment back home, Ghana specifically?
Globalization to me is basically having to be open to sustainability, learning to grow, modernizing yourself, modernizing things around you, your environment, kind of changing that traditional mindset and willing to be expanded, willing to grow. And I feel like back home we have a lot of work to be done. We have a lot of work to be done, and it needs to be done fast.
What are you doing?
What am I doing? I have a lot of projects in hand that I want to keep pushing forward. For example, I do have kids back home, School of Death.
That she sponsors.
I was like, whoa, okay, how many do you have?
No, that I look after as well. That's why I try to always go back home to provide them with resources, provide them with stuff that they would need in school, because I believe that I have the opportunity now. I'm in America. I have those opportunities. Why can't I go back to help my own people as well? And I feel like sometimes when we get here, as young adults, when we get here, we forget about all of that. We once started back there too. Why don't you give somebody an opportunity to grow?
People forget how ridiculously cheap it is to
Yeah.
sponsor. Like Chipotle, $8.
Chipotle.
That's somebody's school fees for a whole year.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
So,
man.
I mean, nobody walks around thinking about currency exchange and stuff like that. It's, unless you go back and forth the continent often. You know what I mean?
It's just
Not
something to
walking
encourage
around.
each other.
Yeah,
Yes.
True.
yes, I agree.
But nah, I mean, you're all about empowerment and strengthening women, right? What are your strengths, and how do you use this, to leverage?
Wow, you guys are kicking me today. What are my strengths? I'm very good with persuading.
Not manipulation.
No.
That's why I will make eye contact with her. Just do something like this. I'll begin to melt in this chair. Empty my wallet.
Yeah, bring it to now. I'm very good in persuading.
I ain't messing with no good.
Hey.
Messing with no bro.
I'm a people person. So I feel like those are my strength. I'm always willing to go out, talk to females. I like to use my experiences as a living testimony for others who are probably going through the same thing that I am, or something bigger that they're going through. Yeah.
This is
you-
sorry. No, go ahead, bro.
You mentioned that you talk to lady entrepreneurs and all that. Can I
Yeah.
say lady entrepreneurs?
Lady Emperor.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Please, I don't want nobody to come.
I
and
know.
say, "Hey, man,
Beats
this-
me, oh.
No, this is everybody too sensitive,
I
man.
know.
But anyway, so yeah. Is there a woman out there that you want to interview that you haven't yet? First in your immediate, society, and in your exterior society.
Okay, so at EBC, that was an accomplishment for me. I wanted to interview
We had on
him.
the podcast because you looking sideways like.
I was like, that's
Yes.
Where can people watch it, by the way?
I'm sorry.
Where can people watch it? The interview is live, right? It's on YouTube.
Oh yes, YouTube and Instagram,
Okay.
IGTV. Yeah, make sure you guys subscribe on YouTube too.
Please give them the handle.
Beautiful on YouTube is Beautifully Bold. Yes, there's space, so Beautifully Bold, and then on Instagram is _Beautifully Bold. Yes, and then we do also have Facebook, and it's the same thing as the YouTube, Beautifully Space Bold. Yes.
I watched the interview, and then who's the big one?
Who's the big one?
Everybody's the same, so equal. Whether you
No, it's not Beyonce.
Or
It's not Beyonce.
Auntie in the backyard. Everybody wants to be equal.
Everybody wants to be there. But goodness, my biggest person that I really want to interview is Ifya.
Who's that?
She's a Ghanaian. She's a Ghanaian young, beautiful vocalist. She's everything. Her songs are very empowering, and she made one song called "Who Man Woman." Who is a woman without?
If maybe you ever see me a cracker. Come and interview this. Come and get interview with her. I'm plugging it, so it will happen in Jesus' name.
And then
I think I was gonna say Oprah.
That's the Kona
Kona.
I got a question for you, though,
Yes.
as we round up. Empowerment, beauty. It's a good thing that you're doing.
Yes.
We've gotten to know you a little bit. What's the one time in your life, you know what I'm saying, where you was like, yo, I'm down? And, how did you get yourself up? And, I'm sure as an entrepreneur as well, how do you, keep yourself motivated and keep this thing going so you can, empower other women and be encouraged by them and encourage them?
I would say back when I used to go to the community college, Howard Community College, I was super down because I just transitioned from being a senior in high school. And I was like, oh my God, everybody is going to like a 4-year university. Why am I not, going there? And of course I had to do the 2-year thing. And I used to cry to my mom, like, oh my goodness, like what's going on? Like what makes me, what makes somebody else better than me? I was just down. And I feel like my biggest supporter of all time is my mom. My mom keeps me going. She's just powerful. She's always like, you can do it. You can do it. Nobody else. God gave you this purpose and it's not for anybody else but you. You can do it. And I do have moments where even when I started Beautifully Bold, when I was making these shirts, you can ask my sister, I was crying because I wanted to get the exact look. And I feel like sometimes when you're doing something, people don't understand how much effort that you put behind your business just to make sure that your brand is what your brand is supposed to be. I remember I had asked people who makes t-shirts, and we got to this one guy and he said that, oh, the B on the bold is too big to be put on the t-shirt. Right there, it was a text message. I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm going to do it myself. And I went out of my way. I got a machine from my friend and I did it all out and I took my time and I really did it. So yes, there are some down times as an entrepreneur doing Beautifully Bold. Sometimes I'm like, goodness, I can't do this all by myself. I really need the help. But my mom is always there like, no, you're doing it. You can do it.
I think your sister's crying because she left out.
My sister is always, she's like, no, do it. Why you can't do it. You can't do it. Stop it. You can't do it. It takes time.
She got a little British going on. Stop it.
What inspires you most and who's your idol?
My mom.
I'll read it. Hey, by the way, shout out to Mom El Shaddai Restaurant. Sis Chrissy Mills.
Yeah.
443-98 53979. Go and get some Ghanaian jollof.
Yes.
I'm reading this shit from the car.
Food is bomb.
This is my last question to
Yes.
you, right? Being that you have seminars and all whatnot, and you're all about women empowerment. I'm pretty sure there's a theme song in your head, that you could give a woman to just listen to that would inspire her. What song is that?
I believe that it is. I have two. And the one I said is by Ifya. It's called Who Man Woman. And then the other one is by Mali Music. Beautiful.
That's my song.
Yes.
Yes, so.
Is there anything we haven't touched on that you like the people to know?
Keep striving. Support, as a female, support one another. Don't be quick to pull anybody down because one day you'll be up there. You don't want somebody to pull you down. Give a shout out to somebody. It does not take 1 cent away from you. Be positive, keep a positive energy, and continue to embrace your beauty and captivate your gifts and acknowledge others' strength as well as your own.
So how can people follow you on social?
Instagram @_beautifully bold, and on YouTube Beautifully Space Bold, and Facebook Beautifully Space Bold.
You single?
Yes, I am.
Why that tickle you so much?
Because I know you always have something to say. I thought you were going to give me money now.
Money? There's no money. I'm broke. Hey man, listen. This is what it's about. You know, we put out a word out there. You know, your people really wanted this. I hope we've exhausted what we wanted to get out of you. It's been an inspiring conversation. Thank you for pulling up.
Pleasure.
You know what I mean?
Thank you,
it's
guys.
been great.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And
for
shout
having
out
me.
to all the people who tagged you on there.
Thank you. God bless you guys so much. Like y'all surprised me. I woke up. I was like, what? So thank you.
You told them to tag you. Get it. Now you got support. It's
Thanks
dope.
supporting, guys.
Appreciate that,
appreciate
man.
that, man.
Hey, SITM podcast on all social media platforms. If you want to reach us, AK tells me they recorded some bomb couch talk yesterday, bro.
Yeah, man.
What was it about?
It was about black on black being African American. That divide between us. Just finding ways, to bridge the gap.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it took different turns, man, from mental health to Africans, being so proud. Nothing, wrong with proud, but the proudness on a whole different
African
level when
Americans
it comes
being
to
lazy.
yeah, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it was like everything was just tailored on understanding, the other person first.
Right.
And
Don't
also
give out too
understanding. Well, I'm just saying, also understanding yourself too, because as Africans, we also got our own shebang that we're dealing with, just as brothers.
Do you think there's a divide between African Americans?
There is.
Black Panther didn't fix anything.
That was a joke.
Hey, that show is dropping in a couple weeks.
It's dropping on Wednesday, actually. The first episode is dropping on Wednesday.
Yeah. Yes, sir. And visit sitmpodcast.com. We got some blogs on there, some good stuff. People writing.
Yeah. Shout out to Bell, man. He wrote a very dope
blog
post on cultural integration. Yeah, which is the same as
short and sweet.
Yeah, short and sweet, man. It's pretty dope, man. If it's the blog section, man, I'm telling you, man, it's good. Looking at young people, the way to write. Shout out to Chuchu too. She got a blog post coming next week.
It's called My Name.
My name, yeah. My African name.
My African name.
Yeah, my African
hey,
name.
stop like popping out here. This is Stuck in the Podcast.
This episode is brought to you by Perfect Office Solutions, providing affordable, flexible, private office spaces. Starting with just $4.99.
Yes, sir.
Use promo code SITM Podcast to get 10% off your monthly lease. Again, promo code SITM Podcast, get 10% off your monthly lease. And follow us on all social platforms. Email us sitmpodcast237@gmail.com. Send us questions, comments, referrals, or even referrals, man. Send us guests. We need guests to come on. So Flex, man. I see you've been enjoying the weekend, man. You going back to enjoyment?
Yes.
Anyways, man, let's let Flex go, man. This was Stuck in the Middle Podcast, and we are